Hey everybody, this is Spasmodic, and welcome to the 11th episode of Doom 2016 Without Jumping. Today, we're taking a look at the Necropolis. So this level is, in a word, rude. You may recall back in Resource Operations when I expressed my trepidation for the later levels, but that fear was squashed the more I played and with every level I finished. It was all going so well, until I got here. In the previous episode, Titan's Realm, I covered the impossible jump that I eventually found my way around. But I didn't think of the solution right away, so back then, I moved on to the Necropolis thinking I would just come back to Titan's Realm later. And at first, Necropolis was treating me fairly well. I didn't have to do anything except run around and kill demons. Life was proceeding as usual for the Doomslayer. Then obstacles finally presented themselves and things started to get a bit worrisome. You can cross this first gap fairly easily, but this next gap is a chore because you can't climb the opposing ledge. The only solution that I came up for this was getting to the platform fast enough and then glory killing a Cacodemon to clear the gap. First, you have to freeze a Cacodemon with the stun bomb, and when you kill it, this effect spreads to the back Cacodemon, giving you enough time to get in position. If you stagger him fast enough, and if you have the Seek and Destroy rune activated, you can get close enough to glory kill him and clear the gap. Thankfully, the rest of this area is easy. You can just boost on to the next rock, and for some reason you can climb this ledge, but I can't complain. So I dodged a bit of a scare in the previous area, and I was rewarded with this tiny simple gap that's easy to cross. Then, I looked up at the staircase and thought, pathetic. But as it turns out, this is the impossible obstacle in this game. This staircase! Of course, it makes perfect sense. The giant tower earlier in the game is easy, but then you put a staircase in front of me and my life is ruined. It's literally designed to make this project work. I guess nothing should make sense anymore. But truly, this staircase is absurd. I tried everything I could to reach it, and nothing worked. First, I tried to just boost up to it, but you can't climb the ledge. It's also just high enough that even a max power boost isn't enough to reach it. I tried throwing a grenade into the mix to see if I could get any extra power, and it seemed to do nothing. I thought about maybe getting on top of the drone and boosting horizontally over the gap, and while you can get on top of the drone, it's too high to reach without jumping, and even if you do reach it, it feels like the staircase is suddenly 1,000 yards away. Did I mention that parts of the platform you're on are invisible? So if you try to get closer, you'll just fall through the geometry and die. I thought perhaps the opposing ledge could be sloped, so I tried boosting into it horizontally to see if I could slide up, but the ledge is like a bunch of Rubik's Cubes all lined up in a row giving you the finger. I'm sure that makes sense. The next thing I thought of was trying to lead this Mancubus over to the ledge, and maybe if he hit me, he would slap me over the obstacle, but not only is he too enormous to squeeze through the doorway like my bicep through most sleeves, he disappears after you walk past a certain point in the hallway. I tried finding some sort of launch in this area, maybe there's a hidden ledge around here that I could use, and neither of those options panned out. The last thing I tried was using this out of bounds glitch to get on top of the area, hoping I could fall through the ceiling, and that didn't work either. The entire area is blocked by an invisible wall. You can climb up here, but it leads nowhere. You can fall down here, and it leads nowhere. Now, there's a speedrunning trick where you jump to land on that rock, but if you try it without jumping, you explode like an egg in the microwave. I really thought that this glitch would be the solution to all my problems, but it failed miserably, killing any hope that I had left. At this point, I honestly thought about beginning the process of telling myself that Doom with One Jump was an appealing title for a series. It lends the piece some drama, where is that one jump? Now, in fairness, I did tell my brother about this idea and my journey, and he was immediately confused having played the game himself, so having field tested the idea, I can confirm that it would have at least ruined his life to some degree. That's been my motivation behind just about everything for 30 years now, and I'm not about to stop now. But this staircase, how could this be where I got stuck? I shrugged it off, said my oh wells, and started working on the rest of my videos. In the end, I was going to pass it off to the Doom speedrunning world and let those brilliant gentlemen figure it out. But then I found something. I was getting my custom thumbnail for the Advanced Research Complex, which was inside the BFG chamber, and in order to take pictures for this series, I've been using the Doom photo mode, which allows you to detach the camera. I moved the camera inside the BFG chamber and took a picture, but I wasn't in love with it. I wanted to show a bit more color and more of the trap sequence, so I hopped out of photo mode, and this happened. It was in this moment that I realized absolutely nothing. Honestly, all I said was, that's a funny glitch, reverted to checkpoint, and took the picture again. But later on, I thought this could maybe be useful, so I hopped back into Necropolis, reached this section, detached the camera, and had a look around. The original idea was to approach one of the doors in the area and somehow trigger a checkpoint. Then I could simply revert to save and skip the staircase entirely. I felt no shame in this idea. This staircase can go more to hell than it already is. Now, this plan didn't work at all, but I did manage to take a screenshot of this ballerina mancubus. That's a victory. I got out of camera mode, shot a BFG round through this gap because it triggers the icon of Sin Easter egg trick thing, which is funny, but then I started hearing fighting noises. This is when it finally occurred to me that the camera is essentially an extension of Doom Guy himself, and that it can be used to trigger events in the game. So another idea that I tried to reach the staircase was to lead an enemy from the next area to the staircase, but they aren't scripted to spawn unless you walk into the next area, so nothing ever came of it. The camera fixed this problem. So I like to fly the camera up to the mancubus that died for our sins to trigger all of the fighting in the area, then I fire a single BFG shot to thin the herd out a little. The first time I did this, I sat here throwing siphon grenades, firing shots into the distance, hoping a demon would notice me, and after a good amount of time, hello! It takes a bit of time, but after a while you'll start to hear Hellraisers, and then the music changes to something a bit more hardcore, which cues the Revenants. If you keep trying to get their attention, eventually they can't resist and they'll come to get you. Now, they hate this staircase as much as you do, so it takes a bit of work to get them close enough, but once they are, you stagger one, boost up, glory kill him, and oh my god, it's done. This is the last obstacle on this level. You just have to fight your way to the Hellguards, finish them off, grab yourself the Crucible, consider calling Ghostbusters, and the level is over. Not only that, but the last impossible jump in this game is conquered. So I actually managed to pull it off, everybody. Doom 2016 can be finished without jumping. Meaning, as one commentator once cleverly pointed out to me, this game can be played through classic Doom style. That's a pretty great thing to think about. Now the level that's next in line for the no jump treatment is Vega Central Processing, which is very simple. I'll catch you there. I hope you enjoyed the Necropolis without jumping, and thank you very much for watching. Spaz out.